10 years ago, this day, I was an MBA student left with 1 month to graduate. And I really wanted to meet the African ambassadors because I had this project that I wanted to launch. But I had tried calling at different embassies and not getting appointments. Then one diplomat from Liberian embassy, or spouse of a diplomat from Liberian embassy, Mrs Sherman, said to me, "Hey, we do have tickets from our embassy, but most of our embassy staff are not available. I can give you a ticket to get into the Africa Day celebrations, and in there you'll be able to meet all the ambassadors." I dressed up as usual, looked as beautiful as I always do. I didn't have business cards or anything. What I did was just write out my name on a piece of paper and cut off the white paper as my business card with my phone number. I went in there and I was placed in a table which was reserved for the diplomats from Liberia. I sat with other people there and I was scouting around to search if I could find my own ambassador, who was Ambassador Fredrick Shava by then. I then saw where he was seated. I walked over that table. He was sitting with Ambassador George from Botswana Embassy, the Ambassador of Ethiopia, and the Ambassador of Eritrea. Now, as an MBA student, I knew how to pitch my idea in few minutes. I knew this was an event meant to celebrate Africa, and the ambassadors will obviously be busy. So I went in there and introduced myself, and I pitched my Appreciate Africa network. And then I gave them my paper business card. And I left, and all of them were saying, "Oh, that's a good idea, that's a brilliant idea, go for it." But also, sometimes you just think, oh, maybe people are saying, "Oh, this is a good idea," but they don't mean it. But to my surprise, the following Monday, I got a phone call from my embassy, and one of the embassy officials said to me, "Hey, what did you say to the ambassador? He actually spoke about you at our meeting today, and he loves your idea. He thinks you should go for it and we should support you." And I was like, yes. And then that same week, Botswana Embassy called me, and Ambassador George said, "You know what? I really loved your idea. I'm going to pledge 10,000 RMB. I want you to launch Appreciate Africa Network." So I got my first 10,000 RMB from Botswana Embassy, Ambassador George, which went to the venue of launching Appreciate Africa Network. The ambassador to Eritrea also called me and said, "Hey, you say that you also want to start a Discover Africa after school activity. My wife is in education, and if you're willing, she'll be willing to help you." And I was, yes. Now, I want you to understand, all this happened from Africa Day, 25 May. I had 1 month to put my things together, and I launched Appreciate Africa Network on the 29th of June, 2013. And today it's exactly 10 years since I walked into the Africa Day celebration. 10 years since Mrs Sherman, Liberian Embassy, I think now she's based in the US, gave me the ticket to get into that event. 10 years since I met Ambassador George, who up until now I can testify that for the past 10 years, Botswana Embassy have never missed any single event that I do. It doesn't matter what type, it doesn't matter what small, Botswana Embassy are always there. And I'm also grateful to my embassy for always supporting my dream and always believing in me. So this year, as Appreciate Africa Network, we are celebrating 10 years. And we're having our 10th anniversary on the 24th of June 2023 in Beijing at Landmark Hotel. I hope to see you there. So this is the story of how Appreciate Africa Network started.